One day, you might see me in a whole new way. One day, but still I see that I'm the same OJ. One day, you might. Yo, what up, YouTube? Welcome to Sinn-Take, man. My name is Jason, coming back at y'all with another one, man. And in that video, you have Dorian from Group 82. Shout out to Dorian. Talking about constructive criticism and the difference between constructive criticism or destructive criticism. And, there's a big difference between the two. You're going to have a lot of people that try to tell you how to do something that they never done. You know what I'm saying? That's like me making a YouTube channel talking about semen retention, but I never tried to practice it. That's like me talking to you guys about going 90 days, but never reached 90 days, or 30 days, or 60 days. That's me. That's like me coming down on people for relapsing, right? And I'm telling you what to do and how to not relapse, but I never relapsed myself. You got to think about that. I couldn't talk to you about relapsing and come just down on you extra hard if I didn't relapse myself. That's why I relate to y'all. That's why I'm very transparent with letting y'all know how many times I relapsed and why, if there's a why. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand the difference. I can't sit on this camera and tell you one thing or tell you anything that I don't know about or haven't been through. That's why instead of everything being based on what everybody else got going, that's why on this channel, I'm very transparent with talking about my life, my family, the things that I've been through, the things that I'm going through currently. I can't sit on here and just be judging people and talking shit and all this other shit. A lot of people do that. That's not my thing. That's not my thing. I will give my take on certain things. But for me to just be on here and just, and just talking shit about everything and not giving you a piece of what I have gone through, not giving you a piece of me, I don't think that's right. And at the end of the day, there's a big difference between constructive criticism and destructive criticism. Is a big difference. Because you got to think about destructive. Destructive, you're going to tear something down. That's destruction. Constructive, you're building something up, like Dorian said. So you can't have people around you telling you a bunch of things and how you should do something and all of this, and they haven't done it before. Now it's okay to give some ideas, but you gotta know how to weigh the two, man. Because a lot of people a lot of people talk to hear themselves talk. A lot of people like to bring you down and make it seem, man, you need to do this, you need to do that. And guess what? All that's doing is killing your spirit. Especially coming from people that has no idea what they talking about, that haven't done anything. And the thing is about all of that, right? Everything that I just said is that is the majority of people. And that's why you have things like the internet, where you can look up stuff and you can get information on your own. That is a skill. You should be able to look up things on your own, like on YouTube. A lot of people go on YouTube to find out how to fix sinks, how to fix cars, how to do all types of things. You could go to Dorian's website or his videos on YouTube and find out things about the business, the music business. But you're going to have a lot of people that's out there, that's around you. It don't matter who they are, best friends, co-workers, family, ain't no telling. That's going to tell you a bunch of stuff. And it's going to come off Some people real good at making it come off like it is constructive criticism, and a lot of it don't be. A lot of it be destructive criticism, and they just hating. They not telling you, you know what I'm saying? They not trying to big you up. Now, I'm not saying that you should have anybody around you that's not telling you the truth or lying to you about anything that you do. You know what I'm saying? Ideas, if you got people around you that have ideas, that's great. But to have somebody telling you that have no idea what they talking about. They telling you what you should write about. They telling you what type of beats you should pick out. For y'all artists that draw and do all this, they telling you what type of color this should have been and what type of color that should have been, and don't know anything about contrast. You got to watch out for people like that, because a lot of times you can have a masterpiece. You can have created a masterpiece, and then you let somebody get in your head, a hater, a destructive person that's coming to make it seem like they have constructive criticism and they trying to help you. And they give you some advice that fuck up your masterpiece. Because at the end of the day, everything that you do, whether it's videos like this, whether it's music, whether it's art, whether it's construction, whether it's truck driving or anything, a lot of ideas, especially when it comes to inventing things, especially when it comes to stuff that you created. When it comes to creation, a lot of those things have came from your brain. They came from your master mind. And when things come from your mastermind, it comes from there for a reason. So you got to understand that is so precious when you can create something on your own. Poetry. When you can piece those things together, those patterns, and come up with the things that you come up with. Graphic design. You got so many arts that people are good at, so many trades and things that people are good at. And they have these ideas and they bring them into fruition. And they are masterpieces. That makes them masterpieces off top. Because everybody can't do that. So you got to be careful who you allowing to come around you and giving you constructive criticism when it's really destructive criticism. Because now they got your mind all wound up. You unsure about yourself now. But when you confident in something and when you love something, you won't even let that get to you. You won't even let it get to you. But sometimes it's best to just keep those people away from that. Keep them away. Stick to people that know what they talking about in that area. Do your own studying. Make sure you do your own studying and shit like that. So you're not asking everybody else, yo, how that sound? How that look? You know? So you're not asking the wrong people about clothes that you designed. Shirts that you design, because they gon' say something wrong with everything, and you done created a masterpiece, and guess what? You listened to them and you went and changed that up, and now it ain't what it was. Now it ain't what it was. So be careful who you got around you while you doing what you do, because that can make or break you. In some cases, that can make or break you. Because you listened to the wrong advice and not even knowing that person was low-key hating. Knowing that person has no idea, they have no skill in the field that you are in. They have created nothing. And you asking them for advice? Like old boy said, usually, you can get constructive criticism from someone that has built something. You can't get that from somebody who hasn't, because they don't know what you went through. They don't know your process. They never even had a process themselves to do anything. And not to even, be harsh about it, but people like that most of the time are robots. They programmed. You not programmed. Because you were brought here. You were made. You were brought here to create. And that comes from here. That comes from your mind. So understand that before you go reaching out to the wrong person that's more destructive than constructive. All right? My name is Jason and Sinn-Take. Holla at y'all later, man. Peace.
First I'ma get on my grind, then second stop wasting my time on shit less important. If ain't about money, I'm going the other direction. And third, I'ma do what I gotta to eat. Fourth, I'ma sew up the streets. Fifth, I'ma never quit dropping this heat. So as long as I'm breathing, you better get used to me. Sixth, I'ma get